impressive. My first guest tonight plays guitar with one of the leading rock bands in the world today, the Police. He is also an accomplished photographer, as we're going to prove here in just a moment, and he has published this book, a first collection of photos entitled, yes, Throb. New from Parker Brothers. We're delighted to have him with us tonight. Please welcome Andy Summers. Andy, how are you? Nice to see you, sir. Have a seat. How are you?
I'm in shock.
In shock? Why is that?
I just got off the plane.
Came from...
You know, it's so nice to walk on and see this book getting such a good laugh.
Oh, no, we're just...
No, that's the intention.
But
people should smile.
Where did you come from?
London.
Yeah. Did you come on the Concorde?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that's quite an experience, isn't it?
Yeah. You kind of feel it up here somewhere in the back.
Yeah. How long does it take from London to Kennedy?
About 3.5 hours.
Wow. And it flies about 60,000 feet?
Yeah, it was pretty high, whatever it was.
Yeah. I got to tell you, this book is very entertaining. Just the ideal book for leafing through, and you also get a keen feel for what it must be like to be young, successful rock and roll musicians on the road, as we say. How did you select...
I thought you were going to say on something else for a minute.
No. How did you select or come by the title Throb?
Well, it should have been spelt with an F, but never mind.
Throb should have been spelled with...
Frob. You know.
Frob.
Yeah, that's an English interpretation.
Oh, I see.
Well, I like one-word titles, anyway, because I think they are often the most evocative. If you can find the right word, you get a lot more edge into it. And this is a word that has more than one meaning. It has some innuendo.
Yeah, I think so.
See? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Anyway, the main use of the word for me is satirical. You know, it's like taking a bit of a laugh at the rock scene generally.
Yeah.
You know, because there is humor in this book, hopefully.
Oh, very definitely.
But it also, of course, throb means musical pulse.
Right.
And it also means sexual pulse.
I think there is that
Yes,
connotation.
before we get around to that.
Now, how long have you been taking photographs?
About 4 years.
So this is a very impressive collection. Did you have any kind of special training, or just pick it up and go to work one day?
I sort of learned as I went along, really. I'm more or less self-taught.
Yeah. And always when you're on tour?
Yeah, I'm always on tour, so that's really when I do it.
Yeah.
I don't have much alternative.
Have you ever run into a circumstance anywhere that for one reason or another somebody would not let you take pictures?
Yeah, I got into a ladies' toilet in San Francisco on Halloween night about 3 years ago. I was there for about 5 seconds. See, I thought it would be a great idea to try and get in there and hide and sort of, you know, I thought there would be there were some pretty weird people going in that.
Yeah.
I didn't last too long.
San Francisco toilet on a Halloween night.
That's right, yeah.
I think that could be pretty peculiar.
I don't know quite how I got there, but that's where I was.
Have you ever had any trouble traveling to, like, third world countries or...
No trouble getting to them, but a lot of trouble when we get there.
As far as taking pictures and stuff?
Yeah. Well, we went to India, and I wasn't allowed to, much to my great horror, I wasn't allowed to take the cameras into the country.
No, for what reason did they give you?
I don't know, but they're strange, fat men in very baggy trousers who take all your equipment at the airport.
No kidding?
Yeah, absolutely. I was very upset about that.
And no explanation?
No. I actually did go back to Calcutta about 2 years later, and I did get them in this time. I had to, I went through about a year of filling out forms because they're very bureaucratic in India. Yeah. But I ran out of film there, and then you have to try and get Indian film. Now, this is really something, It took me days to hunt it down, and they have, like, little rolls of black and white film that they kind of... You put it in a little canister like this. I'm kidding. They get the film, like, in bulk from Czechoslovakia somewhere, and then they make up the little tin cans.
So it's not state-of-the-art?
No, not really.
Yeah. We're going to look at some of these photos in just a second. Let us do a commercial. We'll get that out of the way. We'll come back and we'll take a look at some of the pictures you'll see in the book called Throb by Andy Summers. Andy Summers is here. let's get right to some of these, Andy, and explain what we're looking at and the circumstances and anything else you care to add here.
Yeah, that was actually shot in New York, this picture. Well, of course, this one is really a symbol of, you know, the feeling you can get most days on the road, which is climbing the wall.
Climbing the walls.
So here you see me testing the chandeliers at the Plaza Hotel.
How are they? Do they...
They're not as good as they were.
Uh-huh. All right, swinging. Now, how did you take... Is that you actually took that of yourself?
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of pictures of me in the book, and they're all taken with a self-time and with a camera and a tripod. See.
I noticed there's a lot of interesting photographs of women in this book.
You did notice.
Yeah, and also a lot of this guy.
Yes,
and
my pal.
he seems to have trouble keeping his clothing on. But here, this is a Sting in the shower. Yeah.
Well, he does have a nice body. I mean, I don't blame him for showing it off, you know. It's helped us all along in our careers at different times.
All right, that's just a guy taking a shower. Now, there must be a story behind this.
Yeah. Well, this actually was shot in Mexico City about 2 years ago. We went down there to play near Christmas in a hotel which seemed to be totally, there was nothing, no floors except an elevator which went up to the 20th floor.
Brand new hotel?
Brand new, well, brand new. They'd been building it for 15 years. They were missing about 20 floors, though.
Yeah.
Kind of slow. But anyway, we got trapped in the hotel for about 5 days, and we were surrounded by girls. Around they were surrounding the hotel, see. So it's like that's terrible.
So what we have here is your plea for help to be extricated from this ugly circumstance.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
The walls were closing in.
Now this is interesting, if it's what I think it is.
What do you think it is?
Well, it looks like the sheet by which you use to determine the order of a show.
Absolutely right. This is about 2 years ago looking at that sheet.
Okay. Now let me ask you about the little stars or asterisks under Roxanne. What does that indicate?
That means go off stage for some refreshment. Come back. If they still like us, we'll come back and play these songs.
Oh, these are your encore designations?
That's exactly
right. Oh,
right,
that's neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who decides the order?
Well, we decide between us at the beginning of the tour, but it often changes. You know, we start off with one thing and then we kind of make changes as we go along.
Mm-hmm. Ever any difficulty in deciding what order? I mean,
it's getting harder and harder actually because we've got 5 albums out now and you know a lot of hits. So it's difficult to know what to put in, what to leave out.
That's another nasty problem. A lot of hits. A lot of girls in Mexico. A lot of hits. It's an ugly life. Who is this? What are we looking at
here? This is Stuart Copeland.
There's some other interesting pictures regarding Stuart in this book also that we can't show tonight.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously on an aircraft here.
This one was shot en route to Venezuela from Montserrat. The story that goes with this one is that, the true story is that we had to hire a very old plane to get our equipment to Venezuela, and we were in the plane with it. There were just a few seats, and then the kind of gear was slopping around in the back, but we ran into a hurricane. And just before we really got into the thick of it, and the plane was really getting bad, I moved my seat and sat down without the safety belt on, sort of hanging on my knuckles. The whites of my knuckles were showing, and a great hole appeared in the side of the plane. The emergency exit blew straight out of the plane. It was sort of flapping like this. You know, I mean, it was, I can't tell you how bad it was, except my life passed before me.
Were you in danger of going out?
Oh, absolutely. It wasn't a jet, so I wasn't going to get sucked out, but I mean, you know, the wind and the rain and everything. And then we had a whole chain of people sort of hanging me, and we sort of, onto me, and we sort of crawled back down the plane away from our manager's hair went white. You know, you could see the...
Were you able to talk to the crew or the pilot after the flight and ask them about this?
I wasn't able to speak for about a month after that.
I don't blame you. All righty. So we nearly lost you for that photograph, didn't we?
Almost.
Okay.
Well, actually, this was an interesting thing. This was a mask that was done of my face. There was an artist in New York called Richard Royce who actually made an art piece of me. He did my face in plaster and my hands and my feet and my guitar. And it's hanging up somewhere in New York.
All right. Let's take a look at what was here, Andy. This is a very nice picture.
Oh, yeah. This is with Josephine in Montserrat. She was the maid that brought me breakfast every morning and washed my socks, etc., and kept me company between the hours of 8 and 10 every morning.
So that's you, Josephine, and
unknown person on cornflake box.
Fernando Valenzuela.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no,
Pitcher
I
for
didn't
the
know
Dodgers.
that.
Yeah. That's a great photograph. It's a
think
terrific. It's a terrific book. Also, it's
Thank you
very
very
nice.
much.
It's called Throb. This, of course, is Andy Summers' continued success. Andy, thank you very much for
very
coming by.
much.
I know you're a little beat from the foot. We'll be back, folks, with Jeff Greenfield after station identification.
Boy, honey, I'm starved. What's for dinner tonight?
I have no idea.
What?
I hope everyone's really hungry.
Wow. Mr. Larry's Mystery Dinners.
Surprised, hun?
I'll say I am.
Not as half as surprised as I am.
He knows, but he's not telling. Mr. Larry's Mystery Dinners, because there's such a thing as too much information.